let us go to the next lesson, namely S block elements. Okay, S block elements are available on the extreme left hand corner of the periodic table and are divided as S1 and S2 block. And they are also group wise, they are group 1 and group 2 elements. Okay, so since it is S1, S2, what it means is that the last electron enters the S orbital and there is one electron in the outermost S orbital. And here the last electron enters the S orbital and there are two electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, because of their outermost shell having one electron, these S1 block will have similar properties, and since they have two electrons in the S orbital, all the group elements will have similar properties. Okay, so if you take these elements of the S1 block, S1 we have right from lithium, sodium, potassium, lithium, so rubidium, cesium and francium. These are the elements in S1 block. In this, sodium and potassium are available in abundance, and of course other things like lithium, rubidium, cesium are a little less, and francium is is a radioactive element. Okay, so and then S2 we have right from beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, etc. So these elements are having an outermost shell of 2 electrons. Okay, so when it comes to these elements, both S1 and S1 block elements, they are the S1 blank elements are called S1 block elements are called alkali metals. This is also radium is there. This is a radium is a radioactive element. They are called alkali metals. Because they are called alkali metals because they react with water very powerfully, providing their hydroxides. Okay, react with water to give hydroxide, so they are called alkali metals, and these are known as alkaline earth metals. The reactivity towards water is less than that of alkali metals, but they also form hydroxides. Okay, they form hydroxide. Hydroxides are alkalis, so this also forms hydroxide, but their power of this thing is little less compared to the powerful sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Okay, so now when it comes to these S1, S2 block elements, and we see that the first element lithium and beryllium are little exceptions to the other elements in the sense because of their very low size. Because of their very low size, their ionization potential is very high, and so their properties will not grade or will not fall as a proportion of this thing down the group. But this lithium will have more more similarity with magnesium, and the beryllium will have more similarity with the aluminum, which is there in the third group or in the group 13. So these similarities between lithium and magnesium, beryllium and aluminum, this is called the diagonal relationship. They have similarities in the type of ions they form, and they have similarities in properties, their chemical properties. So this lithium and magnesium are together known as having a diagonal relationship. Beryllium, aluminum also have the diagonal relationship. Okay, so then we will go in detail to these S1 block, S2 block elements in our. So let us see the properties of S1 block elements, physical properties. their outermost shell will have one electron. So as we go down the group, one shell is getting increased. So that is about right from lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Okay, so one shell will be getting attached. So it will be 1s becomes 2s, and then 1s2. So for lithium it will be 1s2 and 2s1. For sodium it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, and 3s1. Like that the shells will get increased. Okay. When it comes to properties, there is a regular increase in ionic and atomic radii down the group. Increase down the group. It is understood because of the getting extra shells getting added. But if you take it as a period, the S1 block elements have the very heavy size. Comparably, the size is little more to other elements of the same period. So, but then the ionic radii will be very less when compared to atomic radii, almost even 30 to 40%, even at times 50% less than the atomic radii. Okay, so it increases down the group. Ionization enthalpy is generally low because it is very easy to remove an electron from the outermost shell. So ionization enthalpy is very low, but again it also it also decreased down the group due to increase in this thing. So it is decreased down the group so that because of lesser effective nuclear charge. Okay. This is about ionization enthalpy. And of course, if you take other things like they have ionization enthalpy, then hydration enthalpy, they have more choices to form. They mingle with the water very freely. Hydration enthalpy also. So water molecules get added very easily with this thing. So then this is about the physical properties. When it comes to the chemical properties, with the air, lithium forms lithium oxide and the sodium with atmospheric air. Sodium becomes sodium peroxide. Others like potassium, cesium, rubidium, they form superoxides. This is a peroxide and they form a superoxide. So this is with the air, action with the air, atmospheric air. And of course, if you take this thing with water, they all form alkalis. Okay, of the type MOH. Okay, so the metal ion is having a plus charge and this is a minus charge. So with water this becomes MOH, and this is with air, this is with water. And about the other chemical properties, they include, this is with air, and they also form coordination compounds with adding water. They add this thing, the water molecules are getting absorbed to the alkali metals. So all these things we can see in detail